God, I love the competitive draft season. It is so cool. Alright, am I alone in the booth? Am I? I don't know. Hey, who the fuck's here? Hello? Okay.
Are we open?
Yeah, it's been open.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. And, the dead chat. Got a sick fucking game today, because it's mine. It's my game.
Yeah, we're here
you
today.
versus who again? Is it Big Honey or?
That's
Jace.
Jace of
Oh, Jace of
Spades.
That's right.
Honestly, an interesting matchup, because I don't know what the fuck he's gonna take.
Dude, I don't know any of the other people's
His-
like experience levels except for me.
This dude's draft fucking pool is insane. I keep looking at him like, I know math says what I'm prepping beats this, but also it's potentially volatile because if he's got the right things at the right times, I could be in trouble. I'm still fairly comfortable with what I've taken for this week. The main things I'm afraid of, like, really are, I think, Talonflame is really scary. The Tauros is a bit spooky, and then I think Dragonite. Like, those are kind of my.
Was my second boy after Mew.
I think Dragonite's the star pick of this match.
It's
For sure. It looks really good against my draft.
This guy has a lot of my draft actually. He has Hatterene, he has Dragonite, he has Galarian Slowking. I think, did I have Rotom Heat as well? I don't remember.
No one had Rotom Heat last season, I think. Or, I don't know if it was even
I
there.
think it was just, I think it was only Rotom Wash, or was Rotom Wash in the last season?
I don't remember, actually. I feel like it wasn't.
I'll have to look it up, yeah.
Oh, I didn't. Alright, yeah, I didn't.
Man.
I think for... Yeah, I think Dragonite looks really good versus my pool, but it also kind of gets sat on if my plays are a little tight. And I think that's going to be the hard part.
Can be scary, but I feel like he's also... Just punch him with something nice and like.
I mean, it's not as simple as that though, because with multi-scale he reduces the first hit.
Half damage. So you can usually multi-scale is such a good ability. Holy shit.
Yeah.
So that's something I've been like trying to factor for in my prep, and I think for the most part I am in a good spot. I've looked at his team enough.
Set up and sweep, right? Like extreme. Oh, but Dragon Knight can't be Terra this time, so you can't Terra normal extreme speed.
Yeah,
anymore.
E-Killer is a little bit worse, but I mean, even at a base level, E-Killer is just so good.
I mean, 1 or 2 Dragon Knights, you're pretty set.
My thing is, if he tries to greed for that in front of, like, Cleavor, he kind of just dies.
So would Cleaver to smash him in with Rock move?
Have you heard of this thing called Sharpness Boosted Stone Axe?
Yeah, sharpness on Cleavor is insane.
It's sort of the best shit in the game.
But wait, Stone Axe is also another Splinter move, right?
Yeah, it's a slicing move,
Yeah.
so it does count for sharpness.
Oh no, I mean, does it drop spikes too?
It's rocks.
Oh, it is Stealth Rocks too.
Yeah, it's stealth rock.
Cause that's cause it's a move that overlays less splinters, but
Yeah. Yeah, so Samu is spikes and Cleavor is stealth rocks.
Stealth Rock, Stealth Rock in Arceus Legends inflicts splinters, and basically they just made everything that inflicts splinters, except for Pin Missile. Pin Missile's because Pin Missile is still normal.
I mean, Pin Missile is built for a different purpose, which is proccing rattled on your own
You get
Dunsparce.
rattled?
Yeah, getting fucking 5 hits worth of rattled on your own Dunsparce.
Oh wait, we might get 2. We might get 2
Wait,
matches
there's
today.
attacks that drop spikes and rocks. Yes, it's called Stone Axe on Cleavor and Ceaseless Edge on Hisuian Samurott, which I will point out both Ventus and I have drafted.
Yeah, I really wanted to take one of
Are you
them.
in stream right now?
Yes, the stream's live, so if you say a racial, I'm kicking you.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was wondering how like I should speak.
No,
Yeah,
you're
it's
good,
just-
you're good.
Speaking between pals, or if it's.
We are live though.
Okay, I didn't realize we're live. I mean, I should have probably realized it from
We are
stream
in the
announcement.
channel for that.
Yeah, we're in a live karma fill. All right, time to get him demonetized. That's it.
Hey, let's not do our boy dirty like that.
No, we're not doing him.
Not in his
Yeah,
game.
I prefer
It's
not
just-
to have my channel
That's
closed.
just a mandatory joke we need to make every single time.
I'm gonna let you guys take over for a bit. I actually have to step away for a decent amount of time, but I'll be back
Alright.
hopefully before my own match.
Sure.
I will leave the draft page open. Go ahead, talk.
Yeah, I'm really interested in seeing what this Dragonite, or if the Dragonite comes to the table, which I think it probably should. It seems pretty good into this matchup. It's got a lot of good coverage into this matchup.
Glorious Corn is no longer here. Say nice things about him.
Mr. Glorious Corn's draft is actually quite scary. I like the last minute.
There's still nice things related to the draft.
Yeah, no.
I
Like,
really like how he drafted both the Dunsparce and Dunsparce. You know, really
Look,
playing
look.
to his favorites here.
we did this. He did that as a meme, but if you arrange his draft in order of points cost, it's really scary actually. He has Chi-Yu, Enamorous, Gliscor, Ogerpon, Wellspring, and Cleavor.
Gliscor just sits on so many people. Like,
Yeah, Gliscor is such a hard mon to deal with, so I'm interested to see what kind of answers Jace will have prepped for this.
the fact that Poison Heal heals you for 1/8 instead of 1/16 is pretty insane.
Yeah, for sure. I've also seen a lot of fun Gliscor sets that are not like just stall. Like you can play Gliscor with Sword Stance, like Sword Stance Agility, or
He is
even just
pretty
like Sword
flexible.
Stance. Yeah, there's a lot of options with this mon. So
I don't know if we'll see the Cramorant today, but I'm excited. What I really want to see is the Cricketune though. Imagine if you get to do whoop 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 whoop. You get to hear the Cricketune noises. Actually, no, they don't. I don't think does Showdown do the calls.
yeah, if you turn on the sound, it has the cries for
Okay.
the Pokemon, I believe.
Nice. You always gotta hear the Cricketune cry.
Mhm.
I really, but the Squawk ability though, that was a recent trade. So I'm very curious to see what the glorious corn has prepared for squawkability.
Yeah, we got Pecharunt and Squawkability the most recent trade.
What is he cooking in this kitchen of his?
So yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think maybe the Pecharunt's actually pretty good in this matchup. I was looking at Jace's draft, and Pecharunt does decently well into everything barring Corviknight and Tinkaton, really.
Yeah, I mean,
So
both them being steel types and steel types.
right.
Are just swell poisons. I mean, what is Pecharunt again? Is it poison psychic or is
It's
it
Poison Ghost.
Ghost. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Momotaro Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
Very
else
cool
is-
Pokemon.
is there
Very
anything-
weird stat spread. Unfortunately, I
Yeah.
can't pull this up on the stream. But
It's literally 88 and everything except
yeah,
for defense. Does it get
it's got a
body
very
press?
interesting stat spread. So I'm interested to see if this Pecharunt comes out.
Body.
I'm most
It
interested to
does-
see the Dragonite set here, because Dragonite is one of those Pokemon where it's very flexible, but it's one of those Pokemon also that's like not nearly as scary without Terra.
Yeah.
So I'm very curious to see if it
If what? Hello? You there? Did he die? What? Front row.
I will say this, so I might be battling in as little as 15 minutes. depending
Well, yeah,
on-
it depends on if Mr. Moxrero is here. Ventus, if you could still hear us. Your voice suddenly died.
Oh, hello.
Hello, you back?
Am I alive?
Yeah, you're alive again.
Oh, that's
He
very
has
awkward.
risen.
But
But yeah, Pecharunt unfortunately does not get body press.
it does not, which is very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna prepare for my battle with Mox, and yeah.
Yeah, okay. What's your strategy here today, Mr. Lemons? What do you have planned for us? I don't think he's here yet, so we don't. Or actually, yeah. Well, if you'd like to say anything that you're looking forward to or commenting on Mr. Mox's team, then we can talk about that.
Yeah, the problem is a lot of Mox's team is stuff that I'm just not super familiar with because it's all much newer gens, like Goldengo, the Iron-
Godengus.
yeah,
Godengus
Goldengo.
Cone. Alright.
yeah.
Well,
yeah.
So,
This weird
I think
is
the
very-
two major. Yeah, so what he has going on is a pretty strong offensive core, I think. Like Iron Valiant and Goldengo is a pretty good pair. Iron Valiant is just such a threat because he is so flexible. Like, is it a special attacker, physical attacker, mixed attacker set, choice band, choice scarf, choice whatever? Is it booster energy? You don't know. The only thing that you can be certain of is that Hypnosis is now banned, so it's not going to run an Iron Valiant Hypnosis set.
Yeah, that works in my favor then. Yeah.
So Goldengo, do you know about the golden string cheese man?
Yeah, I've heard the name, but this is the problem with being having played
So-
this little Pokemon in the past 10 years. I just not.
That's
super-
fine. I mean, that was pretty much a lot of us last season. So Goldengo is a steel ghost type, right? And a steel ghost type?
Yes, that's correct.
So basically, he cannot be statused directly, as his passive, Good as Gold, prevents any sort of like effect moves from affecting Goldengo.
hmm
But you can still status Goldengo as a secondary effect. So like if you have Fire Punch, you can still burn Goldengo or something like that. Additionally, as a steel type, or just in general, Goldengo is a oddly high defense stat, if I recall correctly. So he still dies to like Earthquake, which is one of the more common counters to him, due to steel typing. So fire, it's like ground, fire, and dark type, as well as ghost type, I think are all the weaknesses.
Yes, I believe that's correct.
Yeah, so usually people take like a fire punch or like earthquake to deal with them. But the thing about earthquake is that Godangos will run air balloon a lot of the time. And air balloon makes them immune to any ground type attacks until they're hit by something else. So Godango is also a pretty flexible Pokemon. He has a lot of different sets he can run. You can expect him to run something like either an offensive set where he'll do Nasty Plot and do something else, or he could also build like a bulky hex set where he'll try to cripple you and then hex you. So usually though, if you can get in like a fast, strong Pokemon, like I don't know, some sort of... Usually your best bet is probably a fire type move, ghost type move, dark type move. In the chance that he has air balloon. So I would say I don't know actually. Godango's actually, I wouldn't say Godango's slow. It has like middling speed, but yeah. It can be Spectacle fast. So there's Choice Scarf Godango, which is yet another set that people run. It's kind of crazy. It does work. Smeargle. Smeargle is interesting because... What the heck was that? There's like dogs barking outside anyway. But yeah, Smeargle, you know what Smeargle will do, right? Smeargle can like have literally any move in a game.
Yeah.
I think any move in a game. Yeah. Landorus Therian. I don't know if you saw my match where I used Landorus Incarnate. So Therian is a little bit different of use case. I'm not as familiar with it. Did I run it before? I feel like I ran it Landorus last season. Let me check. Wrong document.
You did have it last season, I believe.
Yeah. Was it Landorus? Yeah, it was T, Therian. I guess it has a slightly different spread than normal Landorus. But I think the important part is that it has... Wait a minute, it doesn't have Prankster. Am I thinking about one of the other genes?
Okay. I am back.
It's Tornadus Incarnate that has Prankster.
Tornadus Incarnate has Prankster, right. So yeah, it has Intimidate. It's pretty bulky. It has really high attack. Yeah, Landorus Therian has has 20 more attack than Landorus Incarnate. But it's also a little bit slower.
What are we talking about Landorus for?
Oh, we're just kind of prepping Mr. Lemons here about the whole Max Row run, giving a quick rundown about like all the newfangled Pokemon.
New.
Well,
wait, what?
Stuff that I have
Gen 5 is so old, man.
New for a guy who hasn't played since Gen 4.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Get off my lawn, Pokepoopers!
Yeah, stuff that isn't literally ancient.
Lemons, I'm just gonna get you a copy of Pokemon Black 2 for Christmas.
Dude, that shit's expensive, bro.
Oh,
Watch this drive.
right.
But yeah, I mean, Iron Valiant and Genghis Khan. Anyway, they're new this year, so or this generation.
This year.
So
Fun.
yeah, this year. But yeah, they're new this generation, so yeah, basically. Aside from that, Tentacruel, I think you're probably familiar with Tentacruel, but competitively it's a spinner, right? It's a rapid spinner.
Yeah, it's just
it's
a good bulky spinner.
So it can also like cripple you with poison or something.
I'm gonna be right back before this game starts. Give me a couple
Alright.
minutes.
Oh, it also gets access to knockoff too. It's kind of interesting. Looking over your draft, I'm not sure what you're running, but I think it will definitely be cool to see. Now, I think the elephant in this room, or the very heavy guy in the room, is Regigigas. Now, we know that Mox has a very big attachment to this Pokemon, and I mean his little logo is like Regigigas right there, as you can see. So we don't know what exactly strategies he'll be using here. So that's something to be looking out for.
Alright, Alright, so for draft, so we just select our Pokemon one by one. when we
No,
start
so
the
you have a
draft.
team of 6 ready to go.
Oh, okay. So I have to go. Because I'm in Team Builder right now. That's how it works, right?
Yes, so you should have your team of 6 prepared.
Yep.
Alright,
So-
yep.
The drafting was what we did the previous week.
Yeah, at this point, you just want to assemble your team of 6 that you feel comfortable with and you think will do well into your opponent's matchup.
I will say, I think, if I were to guess, the 4 Pokemon I think you'll almost be guaranteed to bring will be Iron Valiant, Goldango, Smeargle, and Regigigas. I know, what do you think about it, Mr. Corn?
I don't actually think he's gonna bring the Gigas Smeargle.
He's not going to bring Giga Chad.
I have a weird feeling he's not. I don't know. It's such a volatile strat though. Because if it works, it could just clean house, but if it doesn't work, it could just like lose.
He might also be saving his attack for a later game.
Yeah,
'Cause,
that's
you know,
the
if
thing.
it's like
There's-
Trick Pony and then he
that's the
gives
thing,
away
right?
the goat on
This is-
game 1, then
The fact that this is a league is kind of telling that like if there's some spicy garbage that people want to whip out at any point, you may not necessarily want to bring it out too early. You know, it's week 1. Not everyone's gonna pull out all the stops the first couple games.
Yeah,
Really
you don't want to
saw
bring
some
all your
spicy
heat.
stuff though.
Exactly. If I were Mox, honestly, I'd take Val, Goldango, Hydreigon. Like,
I mean, those 3 are pretty expected. They're
those
a
3
strong
are
offensive
very
core.
free, pretty much into kind of Lemon's entire team. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
basically.
Yeah, I
like,
mean, that's just a very strong Fairy Dragon Steel Core, right?
Yeah, it's super rough to break
Yeah.
through.
Yeah.
And if
some
I were
dark
him,
types
I would
look
take
as-
probably like Tentacruel, Landorus, and then the pick of like Delphox or maybe still Smeargle, but you run it as like a utility mon.
I think Smeargle's also almost a utility mon, right? I mean,
Well,
like,
if you're
you don't have to be a
deranged, you go. If you're
Jump off
insane,
Smeargle.
you go Technician boosted population bomb at home.
Smeargle.
Hey,
Roll the dice,
Not
or-
even bad. Not
Shell
even bad.
Smash Population Bomb Smeargle kills things.
Dude,
I can't
Sweeper
confirm.
Smeargle.
Yeah, no,
but
that's
just
what I mean.
Just
Like-
my thinking Rocky Helmet right here, and
There's a random chance, right, that Mox actually goes for that build, and then it just kills for like no
Oh,
reason.
no,
Yeah.
definitely.
It's kind of awesome.
That's why you psych up.
What?
No, that's you just run White Herb.
Or you use Mirror Herb.
Yeah, or yeah, not White Herb, Mirror Herb. Sorry.
Wait,
Gold.
no, that's when you just bring a taunt mon.
Yeah, but if
Yeah,
he
that
Shell
too.
Smashes once and you taunt, then it's
no,
still
no. Sorry, not taunt. Intimidate. You go first. Just doesn't.
Oh,
Hold on.
I
Does
stare
Tauros
him
get
down.
intimidate?
I think
I believe it
Tauros-
does, right?
Yeah. So if
I don't
you
know
if you
Tauros
expect
does.
Smeargle, you just switch in Tauros and then you break
They have-
White Herb.
They have a. Oh no, you're right. You're right. It is still Intimidate,
Yeah, Paldean Tauros still does also get Intimidate.
Yeah.
but it has a special ability called Cud Chew.
It's not unique to that line. Just heads
yeah.
up.
It also has Fire Giraffe. Is Fire Giraffe
Yeah,
was a
it's
hidden
it's
ability.
Farigiraf and Paldean Tauros that have it.
Ah,
When a Pokemon
Cattle.
gets berry, you'll regurgitate that berry at the end of next turn. Eat it one more time, so you get.
it
double
eats the berry
berries.
twice, basically.
Yeah.
And berry smooth. Just yum.
I think for that matchup, between Lemons and Mox, you really need to consider positioning I think the Garchomp might be the all-star here. Because I don't know the
Garchomp-
exact tiers, but I think it may outspeed the Hydreigon.
I
And
think
if
Garchomp has a blazing speed of like.
the
1
issue is
20?
if Mox goes like Scarf Dragon, which is pretty rough, probably bad.
No, it's
Um,
102. Blazing speed of 102. It just barely outspeeds everything. People back then used to be fast with a blazing speed of 102. You'd barely outspeed people. Nowadays,
Bruh.
Pokemon with their newfangled 120 speed stats.
I feel when some new Pokemon have an average speed of actually like 115 to 130.
Yeah.
Alright, let me look. Iron Valiant. I'm pretty confident Iron Valiant's like 100 116, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
116.
116.
Yeah, so Val's gonna be brutal. He can deal with the Goldango and the Hydreigon with Chomp though, I feel like. It's gonna come down to some careful positioning.
Yeah.
But if it works, whew, it can actually just punch a hole straight through.
116 is very psychic heavy. Yeah.
Miss Magius actually might have a decent showing this week.
I think Miss Magius might. The Terra Electric Miss Magius. The Iono Classic.
That does nothing into this team though.
Yeah.
I mean, it removes the ghost weakness, so you don't get bopped by Goldengo.
Sure, okay.
That's like the only thing. And you can't get bopped by Landorus because you're immune, Laval Levitate.
You were already immune. What? We don't have to Terra Electric for that.
The thing about Miss Magius is that it actually has a decent amount of coverage moves.
Oh yeah, it does.
I think like a CM Magius might actually be quite good here.
Even something like Specs could be fairly threatening.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of well, I guess there's like a decent amount of resistance overlap, but I mean there's definitely some opportunities for like a Spec Miss Magius to pop off here.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, there we go. We have another spectator joining the booth.
I'm inclined to think that into that matchup, you gotta really keep Miss Magius alive, because otherwise it's gonna be pretty rough. Maybe Q may also do quite well for Lemons this week. For kind of similar reasons, but more that it's just pretty quick and just kind of can punch a hole through stuff.
Right.
I'm not convinced just yet that it's like the be-all end-all answer, or like, you know, I think it answers a couple threats, but maybe not more than that.
I think it's just quite good on the whole. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a pretty solid attacker. Yeah, it's not gonna, full sweep a team because of its coverage, but
For sure. I think
pretty good.
I think the boogeyman really for Lemons against Mox is, I'm calling it now, I think it's the Landorus Therian. Because if the whole strategy to trying to win this week is hinging on Garchomp, Lando sort of just sits on Chomp. And that could be like a really big issue. And then it will then come down to really trying to position against the Lando. Because Poliwrath also doesn't want to look at the Intimidate, even though it carries like Ice Punch.
Right.
Because with a bit of HP and defense investment, Lando Therian can just live a hit like that. So I'm not sure. It might be bad. Might not, but maybe not. You never know. I did also just ping my opponent to see if he's still alive. He seems ready.
Alright, you guys are gonna go first then.
Yep. So I have no good way to allow this channel to continue talking. Unless I just straight up take off my headset, which is a bit odd.
Yeah, I mean that's up to you. I can, well, I was gonna record my own side of this and then
I mean, we can
just for fun. But...
Sure,
Hopefully...
I'm actually fine with it. You guys, you spectate for this call, and then I'm gonna just hop out.
Alright. Does it get recorded, or do we talk over you?
Oh, me? I mean, I'm just gonna have my stream, so it's just gonna be me.
Yeah. No, I will screen share the spectator side,
And I will disappear. Alright, chat. It's just you and me. And hello, Rotom TCG. Thanks for hopping in. Hey, wait a minute. I know you. Came in at a good time. I'm streaming my game this week for my draft league. So if my chat interaction is pretty piss poor, I will apologize. It's because I'm focusing up on this game. Okay. So, oh man, okay. Kind of brought a good few things that I thought he would bring, and I think I'm still in a good spot. The set of Mousehold in the back actually can just win the day here. I just need to deal with that Tauros and that Tinkaton. Okay. I think I can just go Cleavor here to start, because Cleavor, I think, can live a hit from most of these things. No, it doesn't. Okay. I think I'm just gonna go... I'll go Cleavor. Just looking. This is actually okay. I think I'm pretty safe to just click Axe. Oh my fuck. There it is. Let's go set Titan right away. I think I just leave this in. If I connect, this kills. I'm pretty sure this still kills. Nice. Okay, that's huge. Huge momentum swing. Okay, Cleavor. Might be able to take this home, actually. I'm feeling really good about that. That was a huge play. I think I can actually just leave this in. I'm slightly afraid of this going for like a coverage move, but I'm only really afraid of water. And if he doesn't take it... I have a decent chance. I'm gonna greed. I'm gonna try for it. Oh my god, okay. The Ice Beam doesn't do that much. No freeze, which is great. If he goes for any kind of pivot here, I just leave this in. Okay. Goes for the switch, Slowking comes back out. I miss. That sucks so bad. But this can just stay in, really. I'm not too afraid of that. God fucking damn it. Okay. I think Cleavor has served his purpose. I would have liked to hit the Talonflame with this, but I think I just gotta let this go. Nice. I'm super okay with this trade. I think here I just go Gliscor. Talonflame. Just protect. Oh, okay. Yep, we're not making that mistake. I lost a game last season to that exact play. I'm feeling really good about that now. I can just go for a knockoff into pretty much anything here, and I'm feeling really good about it. Brave Bird hits. Does a decent... not really that much. Knockoff, there goes the boots. That feels really good here. Poison Heal brings me back up. I can actually kind of just go for Toxic here. The only bad switching would be if he goes Tinkaton, but if he just keeps clicking Brave Bird, I stick the Toxic. It hits. He takes the chip, I just get the heal. I can actually just protect here. I think he may realize this is a pretty... Oh, he stayed in. This is a bad spot for him. Oh, it's Roost. Okay. I could have greeted for an EQ there, but I didn't think I wanted to take that risk. Flare Blitz connects, but it doesn't do that much. The thing with Talonflame's moveset right now is it's all self-damaging stuff, so it's going to be a little awkward for him. I'm gonna try and predict the Flare Blitz. I was trying to predict the Roost. Damn. I think here he may go for the Roost, but I'm okay with just going Protect. Yeah, I'm fine with this because regardless, he's gonna die to that chip. So I can just kind of click Knock Off, and it's. I'm gonna agree for the double Protect, and we get it. Oh, we're criminal. Okay. We're up 2 months here. It's a really good position. This is a little scary, but I can just kind of go for knock, I think. Knock off that. I think it has lefties. Gigaton doesn't do that much. Knock takes off leftovers. Yeah, that's really good here for me. I can kind of just go EQ. I don't care about Toxic Orb right now, dude. Okay. Gliscor, I planned for this. I figured Gliscor can just take the game by itself. And I think that might be the case. Gliscor's really putting in the work. Hammer comes out, doesn't do that much. Pick up the KO with EQ. Now we're just into that final position. The 2 wands left. Here comes the Tauros. And it's not Intimidate? We go Protect here, I think, to Scout. I think that's my best option here. Unless he's, like, bulk up or something. Fuck. Okay, that's awkward. I think here he goes for the water move. We just switch into Ogerpon pretty freely. Oh my god. That was a play. I think I just go Play Rough here, though. He does not outspeed me. He may live, but I have Play Rough. It's boosted. Oh, it doesn't KO. Damn, that sucks. Okay. Now we're getting kind of up against it here. I needed this Tauros to go down, like, way sooner. Problem is now, I don't think it outspeeds me, but I'm gonna go Gliscor here. I'm just gonna scout what it wants to do. He's just clicking Wild Charge, though. Why? I think I'm just gonna switch into Dunsparce. He just keeps clicking Wild Charge. What? What is this? I'm just gonna Coil, I think. Or... Oh, I went Bulk Up. Okay, so my Coil's free. Oh, wow. Okay, that's kind of cool. I'm gonna try for the Body Slam. Raging Bull. Oh, it doesn't KO. If I para here, that's crazy huge. That's huge. 54. I'm gonna Roost here, I think. Parahacks? Shit. Okay, I just gotta start flinching then. Damn. Flinch? Fuck. Ah, damn, that's lame. Okay. But that's actually really good to... Hold on. Wow, okay. Is that... water? Wait. Oh, I think it's water. Okay. I'm now in an awkward situation. I was really hoping to pick up this KO way sooner, but I'm in a bit of trouble now, I think. He goes for the Wild Charge here. Why? I think I have to sack Gliscor here now to position better for my endgame. So I'll go for EQ. What? Wait. Does he not realize I'm a ground type? I didn't... Okay. Wild Charge is electric, my guy. But I think once I, reposition here, I can just go Chi-Yu, and then that finishes the game here. But Gliscor's popped off here. Oh, para? Nice! Okay, that's huge. Alright, that's game. That's GG. Oh my god, Gliscor in the 9th hour, dude. Really popped off. Takes all that damage from hazards. I just go EQ. Oh, whoops. Alright, here's the mouse. Alright, here it comes. That's all I wanted. We got the KO with mouse hold. Oh, man. Okay. CY at sign. Okay. GG. And I will upload my own replay. That was a little bit tighter than I wanted it to be, and I think I slightly misplayed in a couple spots, but I think for the most part my play was relatively okay. I don't feel too bad about most of the things I clicked here. Okay. Alright, let me just go to my own uplink channel. Okay, well, alright, I'm gonna rejoin the call. Okay,
Well done.
thank
Those
you.
misses.
Yo, that Taros had me sweating.
Dude, I DM'd him and I'm like, bro, fuck your Taros.
I wasn't even playing the game and that Taros had me sweating.
I got down, I was like, okay, positionally, I'm in a great spot. I was up 5-3 at one point. I was like, yes, Gliscor's gonna take the game home. And then Taros came out and I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
I think sacking the Dunsparce just to get the para off, I think was a good out for me. Because I felt like I desperately needed that speed control in this matchup.
Yeah, I really liked the switching the Gliscor in and out to get the HP back.
Yeah, definitely.
And then yeah, getting the para with the Dunsparce was definitely worth.
I was expecting Ogerpon to pick up the KO with the player up, but oh man, I think that might have been just a bulky Paliantoros build.
Yeah, it looked like it might have been like pretty good HP investment.
Yeah.
And then like enough speed to outspeed most of the things on this team.
I think it wouldn't have outsped Chiyu, but Chiyu's also dead weight in front of the Taros.
Yeah, I would assume it's like enough to outspeed like Cleavor, and then that's it, like 300 maybe.
Yeah, I would suspect something like that.
Yeah.
I think the biggest surprise was the usage of Wild Charge at the end when you had 3 Pokemon left.
Yeah, he locked it. For a second, I forgot he used Bulk Up at some point, because he locked into Wild Charge like 4 times.
Yeah.
So I thought but it's not a choice.
Yeah,
Because obviously
he was clicking it. But I think if he clicked Raging Bull Water, it would have just killed Gliscor on the spot.
Yeah.
I think if you just
Because
come on spamming Raging Bull Water.
even though I'm rocking a pretty bulky Gliscor build, like it's pretty hard to deal with just a
Super effective.
straight up super effective, water move like that.
Yeah, no, if you think about it, what are you going to switch into? Like, Chiyu would probably get bucked by that.
My thought was he locks like Wave Crash, I go Ogerpon, I play rough, get the 2-hit KO at minimum.
So that first Wild Charge is a pretty good read. Like,
Yeah, that first Wild Charge was crazy.
Yeah, I was like, hold the fuck up. He just clicked Wild
Absolutely
Charge
brave.
staring at a Gliscor. This man is seeing like the nth dimension. And then he kept clicking Wild Charge. I was like, oh, wait. What is he doing?
What's going on here?
Yeah, then he clicked it like 3 more times, and I'm like,
Maybe
Yeah.
he misread the rest of your team or something. I
maybe.
don't know.
But the fact that he kept clicking it into the Gliscor gives me a bit of pause. You know, I wasn't sure what that was all about.
It's all about conserving the Raging Bull usages in this war times.
I guess so,
Yeah.
but I don't know. It felt weird. But all in
Alright,
all, no,
well-
his play was pretty tight, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of back and forth in that game. I felt like
From the early wiping of the Galarian Slowking into
Yeah,
Titan.
losing Sid Titan and Slowking G effectively on turn turn 5 or whatever was, I thought, the death knell for the game.
Yeah.
Just right then and there. But then I forgot Tauros was still in the back,
Yeah.
and I started
Yeah.
to sweat.
I was surprised, but like
Tauros is such a
Gliscor
threat.
Gliscor just sat on Talonflame. Like you could see that bird like struggling to do
Oh,
like,
yeah.
meaningful damage. Like, I was chipping it down, but
I hit the Toxic, and I knew
Chopping.
right there, I was like, I can win this just by doing nothing.
the stall, the good old stall.
Alright, well, I have to take off. I will not
Alright.
be here to commentate the next game, so
I, however,
Uh,
will be.
yeah,
I
you can
will
go ahead
also
and take over.
be-
Uh,
Oh,
It's
yeah,
me,
no.
Mr. Streamer.
I will be back to watch the replay later, so I can log the stats.
We have our next game with Box versus.
Yeah, it's Mox versus Lemons coming up here.
All right, now we gotta kick you out temporarily.
Yeah,
So we can
Scram.
behind your back. I
go
mean-
go somewhere else. Go here. All right.
There we go. Now that guy's gone, we can shit.
Now we can say racisms. Just kidding. I don't want my channel to get taken
Racism.
down. Too early.
You know, I think Paldea and Taroses are pretty strong.
Honestly, a great mon.
I mean, Tauros is already a pretty strong Pokemon, right? Like the stat spread and everything. Like, damn. Like it's solid, just solid, strong, fast, bulky. Yeah. And yeah, and you give a different typing. Water Dark is pretty.
Yeah, for
interesting.
sure. Oh, okay. You know what? I'm not even gonna lie. That matchup against Jace was actually really cool.
Nerf pounding.
Oh, dude, I was stressed. Like, the Paldean Taurus came out, and I was like, fuck. Gliscor can't kill this. And I figured in my head I needed some kind of status. I think Toxic may have ended the game sooner, but I think it would have brought me down to just like 1 or 2 Pokemon. Like, way sooner as well. It would have been closer as far as HP. Because my thought was, if I get Toxic, I can stall it with Gliscor just sitting there. But nailing the Paralysis, I think, secures me for a potentially safer win. So I felt really good about that play.
Paralysis we felt like was either we toxic or status it the
Yeah.
bonus one way or another.
Right. And in my head, I was like, I think I need to win the long game with speed control, because I can force the game to go longer. Hence the switch in for the Dunsparce to hit the Paralysis. To hopefully try to clean up the game. I actually liked his judgment call to try and fish out the extra bulk up against me.
Yeah, I think that survived. Allowed him to survive another earthquake.
Yeah, definitely. It was, honestly, I thought a really good play, and it really kind of put the pressure back on me to try and close out the game sooner, because if I wasn't able to, and I hit like maybe a couple bad moves, like would not be
All right,
great.
Mox and
But
Lemon's game is up right now. Let's
All
go.
right,
Let's go watch him.
let's pull it up.
Switch the
here.
tab over.
Wait.
Switchity switch.
Where is what's his name on show? Is it actually involving Lemons?
I think it is either involving Lemons or Mox Rail.
Okay, let me screen share this for the call. Can you see
Is
that?
Yeah, that is. Alright, we are good to go. Alright. Yeah, okay, so they held up. Oh, okay, so we have a draft right here. Yep. Alright, we called it.
Okay, yep.
We almost called. I think we called every single one of it except for the Hariyama.
In my head, I didn't finish going through my 6. I had a feeling it may have been. I thought
Like,
it would be one of those.
Once you took out the Regigigas possibility, I thought
Yeah.
it was going to be. Ooh, starts off with a Latios versus.
The Latios versus the
Snagglepuss.
Snagglepuss is a bit of a rough matchup, I
Snagglepuss.
feel like. Although, if
You know.
if Lemons has the proper coverage with the Latios, he could fish for the Oko. Mox going for the safe switch in as Lemons fishes for the Calm Mind here. That feels a bit ambitious. He goes for the second one in front of the Goldango. Shadow Ball connects, does only 37%, and he heals back up with lefties. 69% left, nice.
Shadow Ball did surprisingly little damage. Well, I guess it's because of the Calm
After
Mind.
2 Calm Minds, it's gonna take the hit very comfortably. Interestingly enough, I think Lemons may have found himself in a potentially just game-winning position here. If the
Alright,
coverage
just
moves on this Latias
yeah.
are where they need to be, he can kind of just click like Mist Ball and a couple other things to just take it on home. Like Mist, I think if he went like,
He named it Goldango Rocker. Absolute B.
oh wait a second, The Draining Kiss here is a little deranged. The Shadow Ball hits
because he doesn't know that it's fairy typing and how it
That's
works and
true.
everything.
It's Lemon showing off his bit of his lack of knowledge here for the generation.
Set. That's my actual guess, though, which does not bode well.
I mean, if it's if it's like Draining Kiss, Mist Ball, Calm Mind, and Ice
Store Power.
Beam.
No, it's probably stored power.
If it's stored power, that's pretty bad. If it's Ice Beam, though, that's sick.
Is a pretty...
He goes for the switch. Why would you switch? I disagree with the switch like really badly. Iron Shred just takes that hit right into the dome and even gets the -1 special defense drop. This is now a very awkward position, I think, for Lemons. However, there is a chance. Okay, Mox goes for the switch into Hariyama. Takes the Earthquake at 48%.
So that might mean he's not running Air Balloon.
Yeah, he's not. It would have shown when it switched in.
Oh, you're right. You're right. So that's probably why he's scared of it.
Yeah, I have a feeling it might be Scarfed. It could be Scarf or Specs might be my call on that Goldango.
If it was Scarf or Specs, then I don't see why he couldn't have just pressed Shadow Ball again against Treads. Just bopped it.
I think he's afraid of the booster speed because now that puts it like way faster.
The Iron Treads is actually fast.
This is a beautiful switch in from Mox here, bringing out the Landers Therian here. Soaks that Earthquake really comfortably.
Earthquake is shown. This is how Earthquakes are done.
Yeah, if Lemons needs to identify that he could go for a switch here. He's got three things in fact, that don't give a crap about Earthquake here.
3 Levitators?
He has 3 Levitators on Latias, Azelf, and Mismagius.
Laval.
So he could go for that switch, or Mox could actually read into that and try to go for a different kind of prediction here.
Yeah, I mean, what other moves does... I guess you could go a fighting type move, but that's not particularly good against any of those guys.
Not really. It only kind of hits the
Oh, it could go Crunch. Crunch would actually be really good though.
Oh yeah, if it's Crunch here, that's crazy. He goes for the U-turn. That's a safe switch. Takes a little bit of chip on the rough skin. Honestly, not too bad.
That did a lot more damage than expected.
This may not be bulky Garchomp.
It might not be. But as Ruskin, because I guess the other ones would go what, Sand Force or Sand
Veil, which is pretty bad here.
Veil?
And here comes the Swords to Plow.
Swords to Plow. Oh yeah, the infamous magic card.
Now this is a really awkward spot here, I think, for Lemons. He's actually
stare down.
I think interestingly enough, Lemons has backed himself into his own corner here.
Yeah.
I think leaving the Latias out in front of the Goldango and just clicking the correct move would have won him the game.
I think it might have been stored power though, so like.
Oh, but if it was Shadow Ball, he wins the game.
Yeah, Shadow Ball, yeah, you win the game. So this is the stare down here, the good old stare down between if Garchomp can get off a super effective move.
If this is a, I don't know the damage calcs off the top of my head, but if this is some kind of like a scarfed Iron Head.
No, I think just any sort of fairy move would just blow Garchomp out of the water. Poor little Garchomp.
I'm saying for Garchomp to hit the Iron Val, I think I think he kind of needs to fish for something there.
I mean, I think the likely ones are, the likely set run right here is probably like Dragon Dance, Earthquake. Not sure.
Let's go for the switch. I think that's really safe, actually.
That's
the Moonblast does a lot, though.
Moonblast does. I don't think it survive another Moonblast.
Wait a second.
So, the thing to note is that this is not booster energy on the Iron Valiant.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, looking at that damage,
it might be Choice Specs.
This might be. Oh, hold on. I think this may be a. No. If it was Specs, it would have done way more. Unless this is like max special defense, like Sinistra, which is a little deranged.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, no, not even close.
Expert maybe?
Potentially.
Motley Crue.
The Matcha Gotcha connects here.
Gotcha.
This is actually
It
interesting. The
connects.
Liquid Ooze actually deals damage, but he nails the burn.
Yeah. So Liquid Ooze is a really annoying ability because it works against draining moves, and that's exactly what happened. So that was, I'd say, a pretty smart switch in. Like,
I like
you
that
suggest
for
you expect a
sure.
Matcha Gotcha. That was a good play.
Yeah, definitely a really solid switch in here from Mox. I mean, this is sort of like a, you know, a pro player hitting up like the JV basketball team, you know? He's coming in, like, Mox is coming in here with a ton of experience, and this is Lemons' really first time playing competitive Pokemon.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
So, oh wait, I was joking.
Choice
Wait,
Scarf was knocked
I
off.
was kidding, but he actually went for the scarf. Terra Electric. What is the point of this?
About that right before.
Wait, I didn't think he'd actually go for it. Now he's in a
I
bit of
didn't-
trouble here
I
because now he's
didn't think
staring
he'd
down
go
this
for it,
Goldango.
I don't know what he can do against. Oh no, if he has the Ghost type move though, he could probably bop the Goldango like
I'm
Shadow
not.
Ball.
It's gonna be tight though. The Shadow Ball's
It
got to
will
roll
be
hot if
tight.
he's going for it at all.
I don't think it's gonna one hit KO, but I think he can survive one move because Goldango will no longer super effective him.
Oh, it takes.
Yeah,
it lives and then. Wait!
See, I told you. I
Oh
told
my
you.
god.
I
That's
told you
so
it lives one Shadow
stupid.
Ball. Now all he needs to do is like. Oh
That-
yeah, I knew he's gonna
that
switch
took it
into that for
really
a
well.
critical hit.
Nails
Yeah.
the crit here. Actually gets the -1 to special defense. If this is a
Now-
max speed Mismagius, there's a chance it could outspeed unless this is a choice scarf, I think. Flesh Jugulus.
This is an Iron Jugulus.
Oh,
Dark
but I
Pulse,
think this
yeah.
might be scarfed. It is
Good
at
night.
just faster.
Wait, it
Mixed
has
with
levitate.
KO. It does. It's also its only ability.
Yeah. Possible abilities levitate.
This is now really rough actually for
We
Lemons.
haven't seen Azov come out though. But
Azelf
I
is
don't
still in
think-
the back. It's chilling. However, everything else is
not a
taking
great
significant
switch.
damage.
Yeah, everything's pretty low. Well,
The
Mox is
other
super
another issue here to think about is his only real speed control was that Iron Treads,
but
and
the
it
booster
already
keeps-
consumed boosters, so he's in a lot of trouble here. This switch is very strange.
s-
Dark Pulse just picks up the KO.
Yeah, I think he was thinking that if he outsped, then he could have probably fetched a KO, but
Unfortunately not. I think
Unfortunately
Mismagius was
not.
his only out here, and if he was, if it kept the choice scarf, I think he could have just taken the game home with a few good switches. But unfortunately, I think this may be a death sentence here for Lemons. He's really got to find some kind of miracle rabbit out of the hat kind of a thing. Otherwise, I think this
Dude,
might just be
that's all
Mox's
sweep.
game here. If this is like sashed Azelf with explosion, that's a bit of a throwback for you. For some of the newer players, Explosion Azelf was a great lead back in 4th generation OU.
Garchomp, I don't think Garchomp's gonna make it.
Actually, there is a world where it does, I think, because I don't know if the Dark Pulse actually KOs from this percentage, unless this is...
Because you think this is choiced?
I think it's choice locked. I don't believe there's there's no other way it outspeeds Mismagius at max investment. So I think this has to be a Scarf Jugulus.
It might be
Flesh
that
Jugulus.
Mismagius was not max speed though.
I feel like it has to be because he slapped on a choice scarf, so I'm inclined to think that was his only play.
What if with the Calx?
No, see,
The
but he
Mismagius.
has to switch it because it's not.
Sword stance.
The swords comes out here, gets the +1. This is actually now really interesting. I'm not sure.
+2.
I don't know if
Yeah.
the goes for the U-turn. That's a
U-turn.
safe play.
Alright.
A little bit more chip off the rough skin,
Chippy chopper.
but then what comes in?
We don't know. That's an
Because
excellent question.
There's
Because Goldango will get eaten up by Earthquake. Tentacruel will probably get eaten up by Earthquake.
see, here's the thing. Up front, Earthquake's a really bad move to go for.
Tentacruel,
But
he sent out the
he goes
Tentacruel.
for the second swords. This man is so greedy. I'm
He's
kind of
so
into
greedy.
it though. It's this is a
If
scary
he
position
speeds-
though.
But if he does Earthquake, he's just going to switch back into.
See,
like,
but that's the thing.
Obviously, it's Earthquake. It's Earthquake bait right here. I'm
That's the
very
thing.
convinced.
Does he
Earthquake
go for
bait.
the earthquake bait, or does Lemons actually make the godly play and click a dragon move, expecting the flesh
Yeah.
jugglers to come back in? Oh, this
Well,
is a really interesting position now that Mox finds
Switching
himself.
is probably still the.
The
Wow,
music
you
changed.
switched.
Wait, this stream's been going on that long? We ran out of 1 hour of
Driftville
Driftvale.
City.
We'll
I'm
reset it.
surprised he didn't make the switch. Like I was convinced Tentacruel switch and bait. You go straight into Landorus, and then you intimidate him again and take down another Sword Stance, right?
Yeah. Very interesting. Unless Mox is trying to just reposition here because he knows that if it's a max speed Iron Val, it will outrun the Garchomp.
Yeah.
So
no,
he
it's
could
good
have.
to
I think he
outrun,
was.
so
It wasn't necessarily EQ bait. It was just to kill the Tentacruel as a sack.
so you can get a free switch in.
Yeah, for a clean switch here.
Yeah,
I think
that
that's the
works
play.
too. Yeah,
And I
Moonblast.
think now this is the death
This
sentence.
is... Yeah.
This is where the plows turn to swords, and Mox just kind of can take it home. I think
Goodbye.
from here.
Dude, this Iron Valley
Not-
is such a ridiculous Pokemon.
Yeah,
I mean,
a little
if-
too fast, a little too offensive.
It's offensive to me, man. You can't come into my stream and say Iron Valiant. No, I'm just kidding.
So, okay. Here comes the treads here, but without a lot of Spadef investment, this thing kind of just eats it.
I honestly would have switched into Azov. Like, I think Azov would have survived the move, and you could have.
I'm
with,
inclined
like-
to agree with you here. He goes
He
for
should
this.
have switched
That's a
move,
very
right?
okay. He's playing incredibly safe, and I think that is really smart. The Iron Head does connect. It gets a little bit of chip damage. It's not going to do a whole lot else, though,
It doesn't
unfortunately.
get the flinch.
No, because it came in second. Or the move
Yeah.
connected, quote-unquote, second.
That's
So
true.
the flinch doesn't matter. However,
switch
if this is max speed Iron Treads, he could try to gamble for flinching.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and at the very worst, he gets chip onto something.
Yeah.
But this is really interesting because also, let's not forget, Lemons might be down to 3 Pokemon at like 35% on the treads here.
Azov still has a
44
chance
and
here.
Azov at full. Mox's
Check
team is
out.
also pretty battered and bruised a little bit. Got Goldango on 24 and
Yeah,
Iron Hand, or Great
Another
Hands at
U-turn.
52. He's just trying to
What's he
play
gonna U-turn
hella
into?
safe here. I think he goes into that, the Hydreigon.
No.
Oh, Hirayama comes out here.
Great Hands
Gets the
knock
knock.
off.
There goes the AV.
There's also Iron Hands at home.
Honestly, I think I like his switch here.
Yeah.
Because he
no,
doesn't
that's
necessarily
so
want to bring in anything else on his team. He wants to preserve that.
I wouldn't have expected a knockoff, but
Yeah, I would have clicked Iron Head if I were
click, like,
him.
yeah, because it's pretty safe into pretty much everything. You do neutral damage to everybody at
Yeah.
minimum.
Here's the interesting part here. If I'm Lemons, I switch into Sinistra.
I would too. Like he used a fighting type move to hit the steel. Gotcha. And then
And
you hit them with the matcha.
With the predicted, like, let's say he predicts you to go EQ, you go, what? Why you?
forgetting?
I think he was trying to make a read. Oh, he didn't see it. Going
he
Sinistra
didn't-
here would have been great, and if
Yeah.
if Mox double switched back into Lando, Sinistra
would've
just gets the free kill. Azov
Azov
coming in the
can.
11th hour here. I'm not sure
I'm
if
not
this
sure
is the
what
hero,
reset is.
but all I know is Lemons desperately needs a hero.
I mean, he's gonna read the easy psychic move and switch into Hydreigon.
Goldango comes in. Huh?
Stealth Rock.
This is the late game stealth rocks from
This is
Lemons'
turn-
Azov.
24, turn 23 Stealth Rock.
What the hell is this?
As much as I see that Goldango named Hakurai, I still want it to kind of die. I mean, my team is named First Kill Goldangles, but like...
Well, unfortunately, it looks like this Goldango may make it to the end of the game here if Mox goes for a really careful switch.
I think I would have totally expected him to switch it into Hydreigon, expecting a Psychic type move from Azov.
Here's an interesting thing, right? If this Azelf has any sort of
A Fairy type move?
fairy move, or not even necessarily fairy, but even a ghost move here, it hits
Oh,
everything.
Maybe he was expecting a Fairy type move from Azov, and that's why he switched to Goldango.
That's fair, actually. I think that's a
It's
reasonable
very super
prediction.
effective on Hariyama, on 3 of those guys.
Goes for the switch here. Takes the Shadow Ball.
Shadow Ball to the face.
I'm not sure he needed to make that
Unfortunate.
sack here. I think he
don't
could have
think he
preserved
did.
it. I think for the Hydreigon. So now, really, Lemons has put his back up against the wall here, and he has to
It'll
take a
be-
stand. This is
It
the
could
only
be-
chance.
He only has 2 offensive moves, because we've seen Stealth Rock, right? So, since Stealth Rock, it probably has a Fairy type move. It probably has a Psychic type move.
I would imagine it's like Psychic
no
and
good-
Moonblast, and I would take Shadow Ball.
There's no good option here unless we know what the 4th thing is. And I'm assuming that if he knows that the Steel type is just to Psychic and a Fairy, then like, yeah.
I think genuinely his only out would be if his fourth move is Shadow Ball.
Shadow Ball.
Because he can click it into basically everything here.
And be okay.
Yeah,
he's do damage on anybody, and at worst he kills Godango, because I think he outspeeds Godangus, right?
He does, unless this is Scarf Goldango, which I don't know if we ever confirmed. Its item was never shown.
Confirmed it, yeah.
Goes for the taunt here. Oh, forgets a good as gold.
I told him that it...
I don't know why. Oh, why would he? Okay, at the very least, this is a Sash Azelf. That's what I would do. However, I would never click taunt into a Golden Go.
I was talking to him right about this.
I think Lemons was trying to make some kind of Galaxy Brain play to taunt out something else, but Mox has played a very, very tight game. He's only revealed a handful of moves, and he just goes for the suicide.
Lift the explosion. He actually ran Sash Explosion.
So yeah.
He actually ran Sash Explosion. The Asla of Aslan.
Yeah. Yeah, he swapped to the Goldango, and I realized, wait, I have literally zero answers to this, and then that's my last.
No, we were thinking about that, because we're like, either you have a Psychic move or a Fairy type move. And then neither of them would be super effective against Goldangus.
I thought you were going to run a different build entirely. I wasn't expecting the Gen 4 lead Azelf.
The Gen 4 Stealth Rock Sash Explosion.
Like, that build was a throwback. I'm not sure in the best of way, but it was a throwback for sure.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure about the top, though.
This is very much like...
Yeah, that was unfortunate, because you saw, like, Stealth Rock, and it's like, okay, fine, the late game Stealth Rock. But taunt, because we were just talking about how Goldango's immune to statuses, right?
Yeah, and then you go for the taunt, which felt a little odd.
Because I was literally at the point where I'm like, wait, literally none of my abilities work, because...
What's the fourth move?
Brain Punch.
Oh, this is physical
literally.
Azelf. Okay.
You had nothing going.
Yeah, so I got screwed to the point. I'm like, oh, okay, Azelf maybe, but then I realized, wait, he swapped in Goldango. I'm like, I'm actually.
Yeah.
Ah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But how?
Wait, I literally just nothing to the Goldango.
Was your Latios the stored power Latios?
Yeah, and it was the problem of I was. Fuck it.
Yeah. Sorry, I haven't looked at my chat in a bit. Lasan VGC. Yes, this is in fact a draft league. I'm hosting it, in my Discord server. Are we tough choice when evolving again base? Okay. You know, fair boost. Yeah, really sorry. I meant to look at my chat, but I've been focusing on that match.
Power draining.
Oh god, it was Common Agility stored power.
Yeah, and it
That
was
was-
max. It was max def, some HP, some speed. Basically built for just relying on Calm Mind to get all my damage.
Oh, so it's
Ah.
bulky.
It was very.
The problem was that Hydreigon exists.
Whoops.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I'm the kind of person I am looking. Like, it's hard enough to do for me. Like in my mind, I can kind of remember the single type weaknesses, but trying to do double types in my head gives me a headache. I'm like,
Yeah.
You know,
That's
that's
fine.
fair. That's
That's
fair.
fair.
I literally cannot.
So-
It's like, oh,
Yeah. Like,
It's
it
a
was
different
like-
sort of thing to consider.
On the
It's pretty
scale.
unnatural.
Yeah,
yeah, that's something I'm not good at. So, yeah.
that's fine. It comes with experience. I mean, like, I make mistakes all the time. It's like, what? Or forgetting that, like, half the people have levitate or something like that. This man's
yeah.
levitating.
Yeah, I think my team literally has 3 levitators.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was talking about that. I was like, wait a second. This guy's just got a bunch of
you could
levitating things. Hello?
Switch it free into Landorus in case he uses, like, Earthquake or something.
Yeah. Since we have you in the booth, how do you feel? You know, you played your first game today.
Makes me realize just how little I understand the matchups and stuff like that.
You know,
So
that's
something-
fair. I mean,
That'll work.
that's part of learning too, you know? Getting familiar with the kind of the ocean of new things is for sure part of the experience.
Oh yeah, there's so much. It is, like, kind of like a card game. It's, like, very much a knowledge-heavy game.
Yeah, like this is it's kind of like playing Magic the Gathering, but you don't know what deck anyone's gonna bring, and so they could roll up with something like just a fun meme or something that's kind of like, you know, that's kind of synergistic against teams, or they could come up with something that just tries to kill you on turn 2.
Pretty much, and you know, interestingly, if your move pool on that Latias was a little bit different, I think you genuinely had a really good chance to just take it home after that second Calm Mind.
What would I swap? It'd probably be agility for.
I would drop agility for Shadow Ball.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
Because
Psychic type gets walled off by Dark types hard.
into this matchup, because what your moves were, what? Calm Mind, Draining Kiss, Stored Power, Agility? Right?
Yeah, Calm Mind Draining.
It's
yeah.
Draining Kiss.
Okay. I would have dropped Agility and Agility or Stored Power for Mist Ball and Shadow Ball. Because Shadow Ball would allow you to hit the Goldango pretty confidently. Draining Kiss hits the Hydreigon, Hariyama decently, and Mist Ball is a better psychic move up front to go into things like Iron Valiant or Tentacruel. But things to consider for next week, of course.
Oh, so Mist Ball?
Yeah, Mist Ball. It's Latias's signature move. It's 95 base power, 100 accuracy, with a 50% chance to reduce the target's special attack.
Oh, so
It's better psychic.
It hits harder if earlier, or like early on it hits harder if you can't get a ton of.
Yeah, you don't have to rely on stacking boosts if you go Mist Ball.
Yeah, like 1 or 2 is still gonna make it hit.
Exactly, yeah. So, again, that's something to consider potentially for a follow-up matchup down the track. Obviously, I don't disagree with the build you took. I think maybe it was just maybe this week it was a bit too rough for you.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say the Goldango pick, I'm just like, that does kind of mess up some of my plans, and I realized I probably should have swapped out something. But I just kind of went down the list of what I thought might be kind of not complete crap to take.
No, that's fair. I mean, I think it was some of the reasonable team. Not a lot of. I don't really disagree with your picks. I think the A-Self build could have just been different, and that would have been pretty much it.
Yeah,
Like-
we're talking about if the Azwolf had coverage with like Psychic and Fairy types or something.
Yeah, I think it gets Moonblast and Shadow Ball for sure. And if you'd gone into the special A-Self, I think that would have been a great build
It
for
would have
you.
been like a second backup Latios, kind of.
Pretty
without
much,
the
yeah.
typing.
Yeah, I did have the reason why I put in this mage is because I had dark type moves
Mhm.
available. I had Shadow Ball, Thunder. I had a bunch.
Yeah,
of
no, I think the Miss Magus would have actually done a good job in hanging there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
My Miss Magus originally had a. So like I had it set up for special attack and special attack, speed, and HP in that order for EVs, and then I gave it Thunderbolt, Destiny Bond, Dazzling Gleam, and Shadow Ball. I had a lot of coverage embedded into her.
Wait, you had Destiny Bond on it?
I'm pretty sure that one was kind of my. I'm trying to remember.
Wait, you had D-Bond and you didn't click it?
I did, and it died before I could actually get it out.
Life is
Oh.
pain.
Yeah, as it turns
Life
out,
is
they
That's
were
fair.
was.
I
So
guess,
it-
that was the issue with losing your Choice Scarf too early.
Yeah, it got knocked off. I'm like,
Mhm.
is this gonna cause problems? And then I couldn't get Destiny Bond out. And I'm like, yeah, that's a problem.
That's fair. That's also another thing to, take away, I think, from this week is also being willing to sacrifice certain Pokemon at certain times. I think if you were able to position Miss Magius on a clean switch-in by sacking something, that could have actually worked to your advantage, because then it wouldn't have had to take the knockoff from Hariyama. If your move coverage was good, you could have just killed Hariyama and probably just gone to town there. But, things to consider, things to learn from.
Yeah, fair enough. I guess I should look into that. All right.
But really well done, I would say. Really good games played today. And conveniently, I want to stop my stream because I want to eat something.
All right.
So
Alright,
hold
well,
on.
Say
I'm
we
going
just have
to-
a couple more matches left.
Yeah, I think looking ahead, really, we only have we have 3 more games to play to close out the week.
Alright.
And I know a couple of them are going to be played on. Actually, we only have 2 games left to play.
Yeah, so it's Cat Bomb versus Nook and Blue Black versus Big Honey.
Yeah, so those will be interesting matches. I especially want to watch Big Honey versus Blue Black. Neither player are very experienced in competitive play, and I already know that each of them has gone to one of the two administrators of the league for assistance on team building. So in a way, it's sort of like the two admins are we're kind of like coaching, you know, these are our champions and we're trying to see which of them comes out on top.
Is some Rocky feels? No.
Kind of, yeah. It'll be really interesting to see how it goes. But I know Nook versus Catbomb might be a little rough because Catbomb's got a lot of experience in competitive play, but doubles experience doesn't necessarily translate out into singles, and Nook being a new player could bring out some nasty stuff. I know Nook has also gone to one of the admins of the league for team building help. And he's got a powerhouse draft. I'm very upset at his draft, to be honest with you. I was really hoping to pick up like Gouging Fire and that Rhyperior, but I'm hoping Nook can find a way to piece those together to turn into a win.
My Mew, but you know that's my fault for not first picking it.
I mean, for a guy who talks about Mew all the time, I was surprised you didn't just first pick it.
You know, I thought I would be safe, but you know,
no such thing. This is a volatile league.
This is rough times, rough days.
For sure. Skill issue, I don't know. And with that, I think I'm going to conclude today's stream. Thank you for all in the booth here for joining me. I'm going to deafen for a second, and I'm going to end my stream.
People.
Chat, I would like to thank you guys, in particular, for sticking around. It does mean a lot to me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Replays are not going to get posted just yet, I think. Well, they're getting posted into a private channel. I think people are able to view them. I'm not sure. But the VODs are here on my on my Twitch. And something I'm going to try to do is, as we go through these, I'm thinking I'll download the VODs from each week and upload them to a YouTube channel. And hopefully that is, some interesting content. What I just got here. My brother in Christ, we are about to end the stream. I do appreciate you dropping in, my friend. And let me just tell you, go watch the VOD when I finish the stream. I played my game today from my draft league. Honestly, a banger. A shout out to my opponent, Jace of Spades, for actually giving me a bit of a run for my money. He had a really good team put together, and it really had me sweating. Also because it's humid as fuck today. Yeah, no. Thank you guys for hopping in. Not him up. Yes, join earlier, or I don't know, join the league next time. Then you can actually just be on stream. It'd be cool. I'm not too sure if the next couple, the last couple games for the week are gonna get streamed or not. I'd like to. At the very least, I think Friday night, I'm gonna do a stream where I recap all the replays, kind of going through some of the ones we didn't get to see on stream, and just kind of taking a bit to talk about them. I think that could be really fun to do. So keep an eye out for Friday, and keep an eye out. I'm gonna open that YouTube channel, I think, this year. I just gotta get a couple things together, and I'm gonna try and upload some stream VODs. Otherwise, I may just repurpose my personal one for those. So thanks again, guys, hanging out today. Really appreciate it. It means the world to me. And hope you guys have a good rest of your day, rest of your evening, whatever it may be. And hopefully YouTube or Twitch, Twitch doesn't take my VODs down, because I've been playing the Driftvale City theme in the background for about an hour and a half. So thanks so much, guys. Take care, and good night.